Welcome to Dark News.
Dark News.
Dark News.
Oh, shit.
They'll never know what it means to have a private moment to themselves.
BBC posted their first article about Silk Road and Tor. Oh, I don't have to go to the street corner and get shot?
I think Bitcoin means 1,000 Silk Roads.
This is a show about cryptocurrencies,
anonymity,
and uncensorship.
Well, hello there. We are live today on Dark News. I believe this is episode 012, perhaps. It's today, May 27th, 2014, and I am Kristov Atlas, the host of Dark News. Today we'll be talking about some of the updates in the dark market prices, in cryptocurrencies, and all that good stuff. We'll be talking a little bit about what's been going on recently in some of these marketplaces on the dark web. And of course, we'll be answering your questions. If you have any questions that you'd like to have answered for today's show, the best way to send them in is through Twitter. You can do that by tweeting at Dark News Show on Twitter or using hashtag Dark News. And you can do that at any point in the week, and I'll round up your questions each week during the live show. And as usual, if you would like to support the show by sending in your generous donations, I'd like to give a shout out to Jamie Nelson for his generous donation in support of the show last week. You can also support the show by sending in a tip. We accept various cryptocurrencies and also have a monthly subscription if you'd like to do that as well. And these funds all help me have some income for the time that I put into the show and buy equipment and software and all that good stuff to keep improving the show. So very much appreciate your generous support in that area. So let us jump into some of the dark market prices for today. So these are the dark market prices for May 27th, 2014. Gold and silver have been down relative to the dollar about 2% or so, and that has also taken the gold, silver, Bitcoin, Darkcoin, and a non-coin market cap figure that we have at the bottom of this chart down about 2% as well. Bitcoin has had a bit of a resurgence recently. The dollar lost 18% relative to Bitcoin this week. It's still up relative to Bitcoin since we first started tracking it, about 14%, but probably won't stay there for long. Recently, there was some news that came out about Bitcoin concerning this Willy report. There's been some market traders that have been tracking a particular trading bot or two trading bots on the Mt. Gox exchange while the Mt. Gox exchange is up, and they recently released some information about these trading bots, perhaps indicating that there may have been some insider trading and some market manipulation on the behalf of Mt. Gox or Mark Appelli's. People have also since then come out with contrary data suggesting that the leap in price last year was not due to the market trading bots, but also primarily due to the China action, showing that a lot of the price action was led by a Bitcoin China exchange and therefore couldn't have been started by the Mt. Gox bot. That seems to be still up a bit in the air, but overall the market sentiment is very positive about Bitcoin right now. Darkcoin has continued to surge ahead in the last week. Today you can buy only 0.1 Darkcoins with each US dollar that you have. That's about a 33% loss for the dollar relative to Darkcoin, 91% loss overall since we first started tracking Darkcoin on Dark News. And Darkcoin has taken the third place in the cryptocurrency rankings, below Bitcoin and Litecoin. And today, actually, it is at fourth place. We'll take a look at what's standing over Darkcoin in a moment, but it did surge all the way up to third place at one point, and we saw a little bit of a correction earlier today, which we'll talk about in a moment, but it's already starting to regain its traction on that. So very positive, bullish for Darkcoin right now. A non-coin had a very good week. In fact, it was even better than Darkcoin overall in the last week. Dollar lost 48% relative to a non-coin. And right now, a non-coin is at number 29 in the cryptocurrency market cap rankings, gaining 2 places in the last week. Fedora coin also had a very positive week, gaining 44% relative to the dollar. Right now, we're back to being able to purchase 1 megatip with every US dollar, and it's sitting at 74th place. And no significant changes in ammo for 22 LR or 9mm Luger rounds. And if we look at the next chart here, this is the progress chart for the different cryptocurrencies that we track on Dark News. We have Bitcoin, we have Darkcoin, we have a non-coin, which is the orange, we have Fedora coin, which is the green. And we can see that Darkcoin is still continuing to just surge ahead relative to these other cryptocurrencies. In fact, we may have to start tracking tens of Darkcoins to get it back into the right range with the other cryptocurrencies. We'll see how that goes, but very, very positive changes for Darkcoin in terms of the price right now. And congratulations to all those that have had some positive gains with Darkcoin. Now, for our first news story that's relevant to the Darkcoin price, we actually saw, this is from City AM, and they write that Darkcoin today crashed 23% after blockchain forks. So let's take a look at what's been going on there. Privacy-centered cryptocurrency Darkcoin has suffered a massive 23% fall after its blockchain split into several forks. Cryptocurrencies can only have a single path stemming from the original origin block. However, one block forks can be created when 2 blocks come into being only moments apart. Yesterday, Darkcoin implemented the much anticipated master nodes, which conceal users' transactions by mixing their Darkcoins with 2 additional users. These coordinators also receive 10% of the block reward each time they are selected. Anyone can turn their computer into a coordinator, or in other words, into a master node, so long as they can prove that they have 1,000 Darkcoins. 170 master nodes have been created in the last month, according to Darkcoin developer Evan Duffield. So Darkcoin had to alter their code in order to get these master nodes getting their payouts in the last couple days, and as a result of some issues with that, the Darkcoin blockchain experienced a fork due to a handful of bad master nodes. Very similar to a situation that happened in Bitcoin last year in March 2013 when Bitcoin also suffered a brief fork. Jeffrey Tucker brought this up on the Glenn Beck show, actually, when we were on his show a couple weeks ago. And of course, Bitcoin was able to recover, and I'm sure this will be the case for Darkcoin as well. We did see a bit of a dip in the price today, but just before the show started, I saw that the markets were already quickly recovering based on some fixes that have been pushed out for Darkcoin. If we take a look at the one-day price for Darkcoin on Cryptsy, this is denominated in Bitcoins, not dollars. You can see that towards the beginning of the day, we had a little bit of a dip down to 0.014 Bitcoins per Darkcoin, peaked out somewhere a little bit above 0.02 Bitcoins per Darkcoin. Then we had another little dip, and it's just starting to recover now. So this is due to some of the news related to this fork and market sentiment about that fork. You know, in general, what's going on with the Darkcoin price is that it's been going up so crazy fast that people are expecting some type of crash eventually, and they want to sell out at the top rather than losing a lot of the gains that they've made. And so anytime you have an asset that goes up so quickly in such a short period of time, there's always the fear that it's going to shoot right back down pretty quickly. We definitely have some jitteriness in the Darkcoin markets with regards to confidence in the currency, but I do expect that the Darkcoin price will entirely recover from this little dip. Of course, that's not necessarily a promise that it will continue to do indefinitely in the future. In fact, the only thing we can be sure of that is that eventually, in some point in the future, Darkcoin will not be worth what it currently is. It'll be closer to zero, but that could be quite a while from now. We'll just have to wait and see. If we take a look at the 1 week price in Darkcoin, it seems like it peaked somewhere around 4 days ago on the 23rd of May. And it peaked somewhere around 0.28 Bitcoins per Darkcoin. And I believe at that time it was the cryptocurrency that was ranked just below Litecoin at number 3. Today it is, at least the last time that I checked the markets, it was at number 4. And I'm also starting to track some of the movements in the top altcoins in terms of their market caps. So this is denominated in US dollars, and you can see they fall in a range between $2 million and $60 million is kind of the top here. I actually took Litecoin off of this chart because it's several $100 million, I think maybe $300 million or so. And so it just skews the chart so much that it makes it hard to see the rest of the cryptocurrencies. So I left Litecoin out for now. But we can see that last week, exactly 1 week ago, Ripple was sort of on top at number 3. It sank down to, let's see, a 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Purecoin has gone up. Now it's sitting at number 3. Darkcoin up now just a bit below Purecoin, and mostly lateral movement for Next. Blackcoin down just a little bit. Bit of an improvement for Namecoin. No significant changes for Mastercoin. Got a pretty tight grouping of Counterparty, MadeSafe, and BitShares PTS towards the bottom here. So this is the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coins below Litecoin and Bitcoin at number 1 and number 2 respectively. So we'll continue to keep our eyes on that. I think we can see some interesting trends over time. So that will be it for today, talking about Darkcoin and the other cryptocurrencies. If you have any questions about that, you can hit me up on the Google Q&A app, and you can tweet at Dark News Show or hashtag Dark News.